Welcome to this video discussing the optimal inflation rate. In 2012, the Federal Reserve adopted a longer-run inflation target of 2%, which is also adopted by the European Central Bank and many other central banks around the world. But what is the optimal inflation rate, and how does it compare to the consensus view among central bankers? Firstly, it's important to note that we're considering the optimal inflation rate over the medium to long run. In the short run, unexpected changes in nominal spending might warrant temporary increases or decreases in the rate of inflation to keep the price level from remaining below the level anticipated when long-term contracts were signed. However, these scenarios don't prevent central banks from hitting their medium to long-run inflation targets. When considering the optimal inflation rate over the medium to long run, we are essentially asking what rate of inflation over that period makes us the most productive. We are not asking what rate causes us to produce the most. Overproduction is unproductive, as it wastes valuable resources. Rather, we are interested in promoting genuinely productive ventures. Economists who have considered the issue can be divided into three broad camps. Some believe that the optimal rate of inflation is zero. Advocates of such a position usually maintain that the general price level is a numeraire, and any costs incurred to change the numeraire are unwarranted. The second view maintains that some low but positive amount of inflation is desirable, usually justified on the grounds of lubricating labor markets. The third view maintains that inflation should be slightly negative, justified on the grounds that individuals will hold insufficient cash balances when the real rate of return on currency is lower than the real rate of return on bonds of similar risk and durations. In all three views, there is some cost to be minimized. In the first view, it is the cost of changing prices. In the second view, it is transactions and/or psychic costs. In the third view, it is the cost of managing smaller cash balances. A more general view would take all of these costs, and potentially others, into account. Most work on the subject falls under the second view, where a low but positive rate of inflation is desirable. This is also the consensus view among central bankers. A new working paper from Federal Reserve Board economist Anthony M. Dierks, which surveys every optimal monetary policy paper made available to the public since the mid-1990s, shows that most papers and the most cited papers recommend a low but positive rate of inflation. In conclusion, the optimal inflation rate over the medium to long run is a topic of debate among economists, with three broad views: zero, low and positive, and slightly negative inflation rates. However, the consensus view among central bankers and most economists is that a low but positive rate of inflation is desirable to promote genuinely productive ventures while minimizing costs. Thank you for watching. Subscribe Libertarian Facts.